holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. This one fielded at the 5. And penalty markers down on the field. And they might be backing up a bit here to start the drive. Now, this is going to put them back with not great field position.
So they really got zero benefit at all, right? Sometimes you can absorb a penalty when you get a big return. Then the penalty brings it back, but you still have great field position. As you pointed out, not in this case.
On first down, Blackburn. And a big loss here as he's taken down. J.J. Watt in there to get him, and that is sack number 15 for him on the year. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a second and very long. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. After the sack, oh, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's second and a country mile. From the gun, Blackburn. And he finds a man on a crossing route. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a third down. From the gun on third down, Blackburn. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards on the play.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance. Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Leopard!
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 23 yards on the play.
No. Check. Patriot. Watch him now, Barney.
Throwing on first down. Blackburn eluding the pressure right. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a second down. They go back to the ground now with Fournette. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
So a good run by Fournette. Now another 1st and 10.
Detroit!
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. His throw incomplete.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw again. Blackburn. To the right side, complete to Taylor. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Play number 9 now on this pretty long opening drive. But this is 3rd down.
Gun! Here we go now.
Operating from the gun. Blackburn. Flush to his right. And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. In for the score. And the Titans take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive.
The losing streak had taken on a life of its own, and I think it infiltrates a team when you're on that much of a slide. But this group has managed to focus, come out early, and put a touchdown on the board. They look like they mean business in this one.
They do. Now the key, holding on to that attitude, because, man, that streak has been a struggle for them. Extra point up and through by Myers. And it's now a 7-0 game. And on the ground they go with a running back. He finds an opening past the 40. And he takes it all the way up to the 47. That good for 22 and a 1st down.
I know that play went to the left side, and that's what it was designed to do, an outside handoff there. But how about the whole offensive line being involved? Seal the left side where the play was going, what they call play side. But how about on the back side? Just taking care of business to make sure no one can get there and disrupt it.
Is the biggest key the left tackle?
Without a doubt. Control that edge. Get out there. You want the left tackle. If you bring your tight end over there, either way, control the edge of the line of scrimmage, you got a chance to rumble.
The tackle was by the Boston College product, Harold Landry. Now Taylor to throw on 2nd down. Flushed out right. Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A pickup of 11 and a Texans 1st down.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And they'll go on the ground. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. The tackle is made by Adoree Jackson.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a 1st down.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, It hurts them in so many ways because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the in routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. They get it to him running left. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Corey Graham, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this football game. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And the Titans getting set to go. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no...
Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Brandon Graham in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. To throw on 2nd down. Blackburn dancing to his left. Looking outside, and he's got a man. That's Marshall. And they do finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 41. A big play that time for the Titans. 43 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Eluding the pressure right. Got it complete to West. And he gets it down to the 32. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Lucky 56.
On 2nd down, here's Fournette. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter.
Detroit! Detroit! Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
They go play action here on 1st down. And this is incomplete. Just his 2nd incompletion so far. He's 8 for 10. I think he'll take 80%.
There's no doubt that he will, but if you're the defensive play caller, you better circle what you just dialed up on your play sheet and come back to it because you just caused an incompletion. You need a few more of those.
Gun!
Throwing again. Blackburn. Wide open receiver complete. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a first down.
And another thing that makes a comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
Set. 3-19. 3-19.
On 1st and 10, Blackburn escaping the pressure right. And he's got it. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. And give him a full 10 yards there. 2nd and goal.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. There's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. You have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
They get it to him running left. And he gets in. Touchdown, Tennessee. A great effort there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Titans are able to strike for 6. Myers connects on the PAT. And that makes the score 14-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They'll throw on 1st down with Taylor. Looking for White on the deep ball. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman.
When we talk about the best corners in the league, we're usually saying shutdown corners, guys you can't complete passes against. Richard Sherman fits that definition to a T. The best part of his game, no wasted moves. He studies the opponent so well, hard to get a pass on Richard Sherman.
Watch him now, Barney! Barney!
They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. Space to maneuver at the 40 as he'll get this one up to the 44-yard line. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards. It moves the sticks.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another 1st down with that run.
Forced out to his left. And now he'll let this one go deep. Back over into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Justin Reed. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. It's a gain of 9 yards. And it'll be 2nd and about a yard to go for the 1st.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
From midfield now, here's Taylor. Flush to his right. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the... It's caught at the 10. Touchdown, Houston. Kiki QT, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this football game.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out come the Titans now. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Flushed out right. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25,
Detroit!
2nd and 10.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue line it. Blue line it.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Blackburn. That's brought in by Davis over the middle. And all the way down to the 35. A big play that time for the Titans. And even 40 yards. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Fournette, a first down carry. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Detroit! 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 Detroit!
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Blackburn. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Jadeveon Clowney. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
Throwing on 3rd and long. Blackburn. And he's got a man open. That's Marshall. A big 3rd down conversion with a gain of 28. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. It's a 6-yard loss on the play. And it'll be a 2nd and long. From the gun, Blackburn being chased out left. Looking left sideline, incomplete.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
The Titans on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 16.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
Operating from the gun. Blackburn. And almost Almost intercepted. Would have been a huge pick in the end zone, but as it stands, that brings up fourth.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Well, the drive ends in just 3, but they'll take it. Looks like they'll head to the locker room, barring something unfortunate in front on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they may not be jumping up and down and celebrating because they have the lead, but still, any little momentum in a game like this is important to a team, and they'll feel real good about going in and regrouping, knowing that they are out in front.
And now out comes Houston. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Just 11 seconds to go in the half as they have it first and 10. Now Taylor on first down. He's going to look deep down the field. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. Will Fuller was the intended target. And it's second down. So now they'll come up on second and 10, once again from the 28. Final play of the half, it's Taylor. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we've reached halftime here in Nashville, the Music City, with the Titans out in front. The Titans hold the lead, and they'll get the football first as the third quarter gets underway. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
On second down, here's Taylor. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27. A big-time play there for the Texans. 54 yards.
Slow.
Throwing now, Taylor on first down. He's going to go up top for the end zone and nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete.
I like the play call. Roll him out. Give him a chance to run it or throw it. In this situation, he decided to fling it, but couldn't find his man open.
Taylor incomplete on first down. Here's second and 10. A first carry now for Kofani Muhammad. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. From the gun, it's Taylor. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
And this one is no good. He missed it. And this score will stay right where it is.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
So the long field goal misses, and now the reverse. You're in a tough spot defensively. They'll start the drive at the 43.
All right, now, look at 56.
Trying to get the run game going. This is Fournette. And he'll push his way up to about the 44 here. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now Leonard Fournette, and able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. On the tackle there, Natrell Jamerson out of Wisconsin.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. The Titans on 3rd down. They've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
From the gun, Blackburn. The open man is Smith. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Play action. Blackburn escaping the pressure right. And this is going to be incomplete.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Lucky 56. 44's Detroit! Detroit! Gun!
To throw again. Blackburn. Wide open receiver complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A good pickup there at 22.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Detroit! Detroit! Gun!
They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Byron Jones in there to make the tackle.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Here's a give to Fournette. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 6 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
Back 99 Philly, here we go. All right, now, lucky 56.
On 3rd and 2. Blackburn flush to his right. And this is going to be incomplete.
These guys had to settle for a field goal their last time moving the ball down the field. They may have to do it again on this drive. That could be frustrating.
Yeah, I don't want to be cliche, but at least they were able to get 3 last time. 3 here, not the worst thing in the world. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. And Myers able to knock it through. And they stretch the lead to 6. It's 20-14 now. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. On 1st down, it's Taylor. Got an open man, it's QT. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route,
Kevin White. Touchdown, Houston. Kevin White, 78 yards. And the Texans are an extra point away from taking the lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
The Titans offense now, they worked their way back onto the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. Just, I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. On 1st down, Blackburn buying time to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run, deep left side. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. 2nd down. Pretty lucky to get the football back. Had his target out there waving the arms, saying I'm open, but maybe didn't see him quick enough.
And I know the jokes are always about defensive backs' hands. What really actually happens, you don't get many opportunities. You get over anxious, and you start to think about taking it away and going the other way instead of focusing and catching the ball.
Back to the air on 2nd down. Blackburn flushed out right. A strong running. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 13 yards is the pickup for Tennessee and a 1st down.
That's something we have not seen him do to this point, and that's take the ball, tuck it, and run.
Exactly right. His first carry of the game. I guess he picked a good time to do it.
He certainly did. Not only did he have the element of surprise, he's making sure he's judicious in taking off.
Throwing on 1st down. Blackburn. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Charles, not to point fingers, but how much of this goes on the shoulders of the offensive line? Well, look at the 6 sacks last week. That's the 4th in this game.
Definitely the bulk of it does go on the offensive line. That's what they're tasked with doing, keeping their quarterback upright and clean in the pocket. But I think they have to look at, okay, are we bringing in extra people? Is the ball out of the quarterback's hands quick enough? There are a few other factors that they have to look at to try and help out, but you're exactly right. It starts with the O-line.
To throw on 2nd down. Blackburn steps away to his left. He finds an opening past the 40. A heck of an effort there on the scramble. Leaves him with just 3rd and a yard. I thought they were going to sack him there like they did on first down. Great coverage, but he found a way to move with his legs.
Yeah, his ability to take off, not only did he get some yardage back, he got a little bit extra. Really helps him on third down, makes it manageable now.
From the gun on third down, Blackburn. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off at the 20. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. He's had his interception woes early in his rookie season, but sometimes that happens. There are great examples of guys in the past that have had those same struggles early.
You are so correct. And what the team and organization is hoping, we're going to see these woes now, but later when we're helping him with his Hall of Fame speech, we'll remember his rookie year and how things began.
And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 13 yards as the quick slant keeps the drive moving. Taylor now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And it'll be 2nd and 12.
Slow.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. We'll see. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
Slow.
Off the play fake, here's Taylor. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jayon Brown in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
Brandon, more often than not, you'd say they've had his number, and we can count them up so far. 1, 2, 3, 4 sacks given up. But guess what? He's still been able to make some plays, and right now they have a lead.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. On 2nd down, Taylor. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
He's going to sling this deep downfield. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Dane Cruikshank. And he is all the way up past the 25. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
They'll give him 8 on the play, and it's a 2nd down. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about.
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the Texans say they have it. They do.
That feels like an accumulation of the pressure we've seen all game. I mean, he's been on the turf a whole lot because of sacks. Eventually, something else happens as well, and this time it was a turnover.
Yeah, caught up to him. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
Touchdown, Houston! Corey Grant with touchdown number 15 on the year and 2nd of the game. And the Texans capitalize on the fumble and turn it into 6. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion.
Slow. Z. Slow.
And they're going to take it all the way down and just take the delay. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. Bailey now for the extra point. Bailey got the extra point, and that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it. Bailey now to kick this one away. This one fielded at the 5. Now a hit and a loose football. And he's able to get it up close to the 35, but hang on here. Penalty marker down. And this one might be going the other way.
All right, now look at 56.
On 1st and 10, Blackburn. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. This quarterback now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10.
Back 99 Philly, here we go. Gun. All right, now look at 56.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
Detroit!
He'll look to throw. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. I guess you can't be afraid to take those chances late in the game. He tried to fit that one in there. Nice job, though, defensively.
Well, to your point, it was a nice job of knocking the ball away. But you're also right. You can't be afraid to take those chances. That means your guys going downfield to catch the ball, they've got to elevate their game.
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. They were looking for Marshall that time. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it. and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw? And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Slow.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Busting through contact. Just wasn't a huge hole there for him to operate. Stopped just inside the 35-yard line. Good gain there on first down. It keeps them in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. They'll run it now out of the gun. He can't bring him down.
The weight room does work.
They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's third down now.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on third down. And they'll run it here. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. And the Titans going to signal for a timeout defensively, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. The Texans send the punter out, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest.
Now, Barney!
Back to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. A very solid gain of 27. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Dancing to his left. He's going to let it fly. And this is incomplete. So no miracles here on the final play. And this ball game is over. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for Houston, the win is their 8th on the year, and they will head home next week to take on the Minnesota Vikings. Meanwhile, for the Titans, they hit double digits in losses as they fall to 5-10. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Baltimore Ravens. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.